September 10, 2019, President Paul Biya announces the holding of the major national dialogue to address burning issues in the crisis-hit Northwest and Southwest regions. 1 year on, the actions taken for a peaceful resolution of the upheaval are revisited. The town of Yaoundé resolved to move from an eyesore to an eye candy for inhabitants and visitors. Administrative and council authorities act to redress the unsightly picture. The results of the Baccalaureate Technique Industrielle are known. Successful candidates caught between pursuing their studies in institutions of higher learning and creating jobs. The 7:30 News Tonight presents the options. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Those were our headlines.
Each of us must comply with the measures that have been taken.
It is exactly 1 year since President Paul Biya, in a special address to the nation, announced the holding of the major national dialogue. The main objective was to assemble Cameroonians of all walks of life to unanimously seek solutions for the peaceful resolution of political discord, especially in the Northwest and Southwest regions. 1 year on, Charles Ibune looks at the ground covered for the return of peace in the troubled parts of the country.
The sunrise and the sunset. Cameroonians await to hear from their president in his fourth special speech to the nation. We are on September 10, 2019.
I therefore strongly believe that 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 that
Une lutte perpétuelle. La vie est comme ça. Ah oui.
The 85 laureates formed the second batch of master's students in public management and here received their certificates before the third batch currently undergoing training and the freshmen whose matriculation ritual has been said.
AIPM is a very, very important institution. I would like to call on all the administrations and even the private sector to send their collaborators for training.
The director of the institute, Edward Mokwe, has told the graduates to be true ambassadors of an institution that trained them in solving managerial problems.
And slightly above 7:50, the decentralization of the toll-free number 1510 to get information and help on the coronavirus is being appreciated by many Cameroonians. The decision has enabled the population to receive answers from their regions and get clarifications that apply to their reality. Baldwin Sama is at the Public Health Emergency Operations Center with his guest, Dr. Modeste Ngachu. Hi, Baldwin. How is this policy paying off?
Good evening, Esther. Information just reaching us at this point in time from Dr. Etun Zimbala, who is the incident manager of COVID-19 here at the Public Health Emergency Operations Center. He just gave us the figures of today. So far in Cameroon, we have 20,009 Cameroonians who have been tested positive for COVID-19. 18,837 Cameroonians have recovered from COVID-19, taking the recovery rate to 94.12%. 415 Cameroonians have so far died of COVID-19, and we have 757 active cases of COVID-19 in the 10 different regions of the country. And back to your question, Esther, the decentralization of the 1510 toll-free number for Cameroonians has made it quite easy for Cameroonians in the 10 different regions of the country to have access to reliable information concerning the spread of COVID-19 in the country. And that's what we're discussing tonight with Dr. Modeste Ngachu, who is a public health expert. Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening.
When we talk about the decentralization of 1510, what actually does it mean?
As you know, let me remind you that when we dial the number 1510, it is in order to have information about the coronavirus disease. And previously, all the person who dialed the number 1510, the calls are received here at the call center of the Public Health Emergency Operations Center here in Yaoundé. With the decentralization of the 1510, when you dial the 1510, your call is received at the regional public health of the place that you call. That's the meaning of decentralization of 1510.
And very briefly, what's the main aim decentralizing this call center to the different regions?
For example, when you want to know a place to be tested, you are going to dial the number, and previously it was here that we give you the information. For example, you are in the Northwest region and you dial the number. Previously, we receive here in Yaoundé your call, and we give you the information about the place you have to be tested. Now, with the decentralization, it will be to the regional delegate public health of Northwest to answer the question about the place to be tested. It means that with the decentralization of 1510, the services offered by 1510 is closer to the users.
Thank you so much, Dr. Modeste Ngachu, for being our guest this evening. Just to remind our viewers, information just reaching us inform us that 20,009 persons have been tested positive for COVID-19 in the country. 18,837 Cameroonians have recovered from COVID-19. 415 Cameroonians have died of COVID-19, and we have 757 active cases, confirming that the coronavirus is still very much present among us. Back to you, Esther.
Thanks very much, Baldwin Sama, for updating us on the recent figures on COVID-19 in the country and also on the effectiveness of decentralizing the toll-free number 1510. The 2020 edition of the Crown Noir Film Festival will take place from October 31 to November 1. For optimum media coverage, the Delegate General of the festival, Basek Bakobio, today exchanged with CRTV's Director General, Shandongo. Gilbert Ongen reports that the 3-year-long partnership between both entities was also reviewed.
Conviviality and camaraderie characterized this 30-minute audience. The Delegate General of the Crown Noir Film Festival was granted by the Director General of CRTV, Charles Ndongo. Top among the issues discussed is how CRTV can assist the organizers of the film festival by giving it the best exposure necessary, especially during this period of the coronavirus. In the days ahead, the two parties will meet to strategize on the various aspects of the task ahead.
We need this great technical support of the CRTV. And also, we will take all the opportunities to help CRTV to buy rights of the film, Cameroonian films, so that can broadcast in CRTV.
The Écran Noir 2020 promises to be the best ever, given the caliber and stature of Cameroonian and foreign films in competition. CRTV, the strategic media partner of the event, is set to give it all the attention a film festival of this magnitude deserves.
In sports, the Confederation of African Football has announced that the African Nations Championship Tournament will take place from the 16th of January to the 7th of February 2021. The tournament will be hosted by Cameroon and will involve 16 nations expected to resume preparations immediately. Meantime, CRTV Sports and Entertainment, our specialized channel, will from this Saturday, September 12, begin the broadcast of matches of the English Premier League every weekend. All 36 exciting fixtures of the 2020-2021 English Premier League will be aired to satisfy football fans. Baldwin Summer has details on these and more.
In her incessant quest to satisfy her different viewers, especially football lovers, CRTV makes available different sports competitions, among which is the English Premier League, to be aired live on CRTV Sports and Entertainment beginning this weekend.
We contacted many federations, and English Premier League is the first to us given a positive answer. That's why, of course, we are proposing, as from this Saturday, the best matches of the English Premier League.
The English Premier League simply announces upcoming key football championships CRTV will make available for her viewers.
The first move would be towards our own federation, the National Federation, Fcfa. We are negotiating with them to know how to share, the different advantages. So if you are a little bit patient, you are going to see many good things on CRTV Sports and Entertainment.
With CRTV Sports as broadcaster, it confirms its position vis-a-vis the main channel.
We are trying, to enrich our schedule with as many sports as possible, and of course some entertainment, being it theater, being it music and so on and so forth. And we are improving our offer.
Come Saturday, September 12, the appointment is taken for 34 exciting encounters in the English Premier League on CRTV Sports and Entertainment.
And that sports report brings us to the end of the 7:30 news, in which you heard that it was on September 10, 2019, that President Paul Biya announced the holding of the major national dialogue to address issues in the Northwest and Southwest regions. 1 year on, the actions taken for a peaceful resolution of the upheaval has been revisited. More news comes up at 8:30 p.m. with Romeo Chuse. Tomorrow, you'll be in the company of Ben and Bumagana. I'll be back next Monday, God willing. Good night and thanks for watching. Stay tuned to our programs.
In this connection, we should avoid stigmatizing